I plan my day. And if you missed my thinking as to why this is so valuable, why it is so important to plan your day, what the real value in that is, like, it's valuable to plan your day, to have a plan, right? And to know what you're supposed to be able to do and to know what you're going to focus on. I said the biggest value I found is in a P word, right? It's a word that starts with a P, and I asked people what they thought that word was. I threw it up on Facebook, I threw it up on Instagram, and I said, what do you think is the biggest value that I find in planning your day? It's not just planning your day. It's actually something that's bigger than that. And I had people tell me so many awesome words. I heard things like productivity. It helps you enhance your productivity. Totally true. It talked about the peace of mind. People talked about the peace of mind that comes from having a plan. Totally agree with that. Priorities, that was another word that some people threw out there. Totally agree with that too. All of the words that people guessed, I totally agree with, and I totally find valuable as well. However, nobody guessed my P word, the reason that I find it is most valuable to plan your day. And I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. The word, in case you missed it, is permission. Okay? Permission. When you plan your day, permission is what I find the biggest value, because the way that I'm going to show you how to plan your day, you're focusing just on one thing. At the end of it all, you're focusing on one thing. You're saying to yourself, if I only get one thing done every day, if this thing gets done, this is the success. This day will be a success for me. And in my life, what that does for me is it gives me permission to not feel like I have to get everything done. It gives me permission to not feel like a failure when other things that I know should get done, or really maybe do need to get done. When I don't get those done, I don't have to feel like a failure, because every day when I sit down to plan my day, when I choose just the one thing that I am answering to myself, if this one thing gets done, I'm a success, I have permission to let everything else go first. And if I do get more things done, if I do get some of those should do's or really need to do's done, that's an added bonus. And because there are days, I don't know about you, but I have 9 kids. Like, my days often go haywire just because there is so much going on. But when I have my focus just on one thing and focusing on that one thing first, I have permission to not worry about everything else. And that on the days where only that one thing gets done, I don't have to feel like a failure, because I come back to the fact that I got my one thing done. And that's my focus. Until that one thing gets done, that's my focus. And so therefore, I never have to get to the end of my day and feel like, my day totally was awful because I didn't get everything on my list done. Like, because I have the one thing that I decided on done, and the other things I can have be my one thing maybe another day. But for today, I got my one thing done. So I'm going to show you. So that's why permission is my word. That's why I feel like planning your day is such a huge and valuable thing, because if you plan your day the way I'm going to show you right here, why I'm doing this video, if you plan your day this way, you have permission to just focus on this one thing, just do this one thing, and everything else can fit in around that if they fit in, right? Or if your day goes completely haywire and those don't fit in, that's fine too. You've got your one thing, okay? First of all, let me tell you, I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be referencing how I plan my day. This is the planner that I use. It's actually on sale right now for $10 off. You can get this planner right now. You can go to theintentionalmom.com/planner sale and grab this planner and this other sheet that I'm going to show you, which to me, this is the daily planning sheet that I'm going to be referencing. This is really the genius behind this whole planner and this whole planning system. Okay, but because I'm going to be showing you how I plan my day and using these tools, I want you to know where you can go get those same tools. I am an affiliate for those tools, but I have loved and used these tools long before I ever became an affiliate for them. So theintentionalmom.com/planner sale is where you can go to check these out on your own. Okay, so in order to tell you how I plan my day, I actually have to back up, because it doesn't just start with planning my day. It actually starts with planning on a larger scale first, okay? So in this planner, right, what I start with, planning my day starts with actually planning my month first, okay? And I reference these plans. I'm going to lay it out for you in the order in which it goes so that you can see easily how I end up with my daily plan. Doing these things first makes making my daily plan easier and actually very easy, okay? So what I do first is I plan my month. And how I do that is in this planner, there is a goal crushing section that comes first for each month. And this allows me to, again, I think in society today, we have built up a to-do list, and we are led to believe that the bigger our to-do list, the more things we get done, the more successful we are. I do not buy into that. I do not believe that. I am a busy person, and I do not have time to get lengthy to-do lists done most days because I am being pulled in 1,000 different directions. And I think many of us are. And so, so this that I'm talking about here, this focusing on one goal really for the month, again, I'm getting more than that done, but giving myself the ability to focus just on one goal first allows me to put my focus in one area and prioritize that first. And when you have your things prioritized and you have your goals in mind in the midst of all of that, you're gonna make sure that you're accomplishing the right things. Because a to-do list, a long to-do list, or a long list of what to do every day doesn't bring me any value really if I'm doing 10 things that really don't line up with my goal for the month, right? This is what I've come to realize. I never used to be a planner person. I used to think, this is crazy. Why would I waste my time writing everything out in a plan? I know what I have to do in my head, and I'm just gonna do those things. But it was after actually working through this process that I came to realize the value, because I used to think that I was more accomplished when I got 10 things done on a to-do list. I used to, if you were to ask me 5 years ago, I would have said the person who got 5 things or 10 things done on a list in a day is more accomplished than someone who got only 1 thing done. That would have been what I had said, and that was what I believed. However, these days, I firmly believe that that one person who only gets 1 thing done, if it's the one right thing done that lines up with what the goals and the plans are for the overall month and the overall week and what they want to accomplish in this phase, in this season of life, if that one thing is more powerful or moves the needle forward more than the person who did those 10 things over there just to be busy, right? They accomplished more. The person who accomplished the 1 thing got way more done than the person who got 10 things done. And so when you actually set yourself up with an overall goal and an overall overarching plan for the month, it allows you to bring your weekly plans and your daily plans in line with that. And so that's why it starts with your monthly goal first. So what this planner allows me to do is to really just, it's so hard for me to figure this out, is just to come up with one goal for the month. Like I have one huge target of something that I want to do, okay? And then from there, it allows me to kind of step it out. It talks about creating the steps, because I don't know if you've ever set goals before. All of us, by human nature, I think, are good at setting goals. We're good at coming up with what we'd like to do. But a goal is just a thought or something that's, a goal is really just a thought until you come up with the steps to actually do that. Then it actually becomes a plan, right? I don't have time to just set goals. I need to set plans, and I need to figure out how to make those goals work. So that's when I'm planning my day. It starts first when I sit down the last weekend of the month. So like the last weekend of July, which looks like it will be July 26th, 27th, 28th. That weekend, I'm going to sit down to do my planning for August. My daily planning becomes easier when I sit down and I do that at the end of July. Okay, so it starts with planning my major goal for the month then, okay? So I'm just setting the stage for how I do that, okay? So first, here's my monthly goals, right? I define 3 goals. This is actually where it starts. I define 3 goals. And I define 3 goals, and I talk about how the different areas in my life that I'm also going to be growing in. Because I think we all have to have, number one, I want to say a balanced life, I think, is a misnomer. I do not think your life can ever be in balance. I think we're kind of fed that as well. Life has different seasons, and I think at different times our focus has to be in different places. And when different tasks, different projects, when they demand more of our time, that's going to be more of our focus at that point. But it's not always going to be our focus. Then it's going to shift to another area, and then it's going to shift to another area. So I think feeling like trying to measure up to having everything in balance all the time in your life, I think is going to only set us up for failure. That's what I've discovered. So that's why coming up with my 3 monthly goals and all of these different areas, right? I'm making sure that I'm having personal growth. I'm making sure that I'm having fun and recreation, health and fitness, home improvement, finance goals, and any people I want to connect with. So like this is my July plan. You'll see how I really did fill everything out for something. I really did fill something out for everything except for people to connect with. I just really didn't feel like I had anybody to connect with. Sonia says she agrees with it. It's balancing. It is, but I don't think perfect balance is ever attainable. And I think we're made to feel like we're doing something wrong if we don't have that perfect balance. So then we just get frustrated with ourselves because everything isn't balanced. But there are times in my life where my work is taking more of my time than my family. And there are times when my family is taking more of my time. This month is one of those. I just came off of a family vacation. My daughter has been very, very sick. We've had this whole week filled with pretty much anything I had planned to do with anything, including my work life, totally went out the window because I've been having ER visits, I've been having doctor visits, and that's been my priority now at the last minute. And it should be, right? My daughter is very sick. I needed to get to the bottom of it. I needed to shift all of my time and attention there. So knowing that I'm not going to be balanced has allowed me to not be upset with myself that I haven't gotten all of the goals done for myself for the week that were related to other areas in my life, because come to find out, my focus needed to be on my family this week. And that's fine. That's what it should have been, okay? So monthly goals, all right? So I start off with my monthly goals. I create 3 of those. And then when I was showing you this goal crushing section, I choose just one of those to focus on for the goal crushing section to really step it all out. And that's what these 2 pages really allow me to do. It allows me to really step out. Both of these pages allow me to step out how I'm going to actually accomplish that one goal. And that's not to say I'm not accomplishing the other 2. I'm doing the same thing. But in my planner, I'm choosing one overarching goal. Okay, I set the stage with all of that to then bring you to what I do to plan my day every day, okay? So what I do is on the weekend, here is the weekly spread in this particular planner. What I love about this planner is what I come to realize I love in a planner is to have the days, I don't know if you can see this, but is to have the days all set out of the week, and then an hourly list, a list of all the hours in each day. That's what I need. Because there are plenty of days where I've got so many plates spinning, right? There are plenty of days where I can only take things hour by hour. And my focus needs to shift from hour to hour, sometimes even within that hour, right? Because I'm able to do this project, I'm able to start cleaning my office, which I'm working on today. But then in 15 minutes, I need to go and take my daughter to work. And then after that, I need to come home and I got 15 more minutes. And then I'm able to work on my office for 15 minutes more. And then I need to drive my girls to swim practice. And you know, your life is probably like mine. But so this layout of having every hour allows me to do that, okay? So on the weekend, I will sit down and I will make notes of how my week is actually going to lay out. And I don't know if you can see this. It's all backwards for me, so it's hard. I have color over here, right? You can see them better over here. I have color-coded boxes, right? People ask me all the time, do you have color coding in your planner? My actual activities and where I make my lists and all of that, I don't. The only thing that is color-coded is these boxes, okay? And these boxes are color-coded to mean different things, okay? Green for me means work. Those are the hours I'm focusing on work. Blue for me means family things. Anything family related means that. So that's where I have times where I'm being the chauffeur. That's times where I have family meals. That's times where I have, because I homeschool my kids, I have homeschool. Anything family where my focus is going to be, I'm doing nothing for work and I'm only doing family, it gets a blue box, okay? Orange is where I'm kind of doing both, where I'm able to kind of do some family stuff and I'm able to do some light work at the same time. That might be housework or it might be my actual job work, okay? And that's what these color-coded boxes mean. So on the weekend, I'm mapping out my week with these colored boxes on what can fit where. So I'm looking at, today's Friday, I'm looking at on Friday, what does my day look like? What is my day gonna look like on Friday? Where can I put my office time? Where can I put my work time? Where can I put, I'm looking at what my kids need me to do. This is gonna be family time. This is gonna be meal time. This is gonna be more work time. This is gonna be kind of all the time together. You are welcome, Sonia. I'm so glad you're finding value in this. So I kind of lay it out on a weekly basis then, and I get my time blocks. Now, sometimes I have to adjust them, right? Because things come up. But on the weekend, every weekend, I'm kind of laying out how my week is gonna look in terms of where my focus is gonna be, okay? At different times in the day. Then, when it comes time for the daily planning, okay? This is the part I wanted to get to. Every day, so I start off every day with these boxes, right? When I come to make my daily plan, I've got my boxes kind of figured out. And I've got my goals figured out. So when it comes time to, and those actionable steps, right? So when it comes time to planning my day, I honestly and literally come over every single day and I look at my goal crushing section, right? This section right here where I have stepped out what I need to do. And I make sure that I am working on at least one or two of those steps every single day. So I want to plug those in first, okay? So that's why I do all of that work at the beginning of the month, because it helps me to plan my day, because I want to make sure that I'm getting those things done, right? I'm not just doing all of this work to create my goals and come up with the steps for those just for the sake of doing it. I want to make sure they actually get done. So when I sit down to make my daily plan, I look at that stuff first and I figure out what of those action steps could I work on today, okay? And I start, first of all, these are these sheets, okay? I'm gonna tell you how I use these sheets. These are daily focus sheets. And in my mind, these are the absolute best thing ever, okay? So when I come to fill these out, there's a new one every day. When I come to fill them out, these are time blocks. So I figure out what my different time blocks for the day are going to be, right? When am I gonna have a long enough period of time to call it a time block? And to me, it's an hour, right? So I'm gonna have an hour to work on homeschooling here. I'm gonna have an hour to work on meals and cleaning the house here. I'm gonna have time to work on work stuff here. And I figure out what those big time blocks are gonna be. Obviously, when I'm gonna be driving kids back and forth in the midst of it, that's not gonna be a time block for me. It's not gonna be, because I'm gonna be interrupted. So when am I gonna have an hour or more of uninterrupted time? That's what this happens. Then when I figure those time blocks out, I decide what is gonna work best to put in there. Sometimes this is my homeschooling block. This is my cleaning zone block, because every day I have a different cleaning zone I'm working on. As much as I would love to clean my house all at once, it doesn't work that way for me. We do have a bigger cleaning day, but as a general whole, most of my house is cleaned in zones, and because that's all the time I have. So then I will decide, after I have these time blocks, what is gonna fit best in those time blocks, okay? So that's what I do first on this sheet. So then I know what my time is gonna be. Then I start with talking about, then I come to this section right here, which is the must-dos, okay? So when I sit down to plan my day, every day I say, okay, really, what has to get done today? And I fill those out. Sometimes there might only be 3, sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 4. There's never more than 4 things I must do in a day, okay? All these other things will pop into my head, And some of those are going to be should do's, right? That's this category right here, should do's. These are the things that I should do. And then these are the things that I would like to do, okay? If I get around to it, these are the things I would like to do. Last on my list, and this is where the permission thing comes. Last on my list of planning my day every day is filling in this box right here. My one thing, okay? Out of my list of must-dos, I decide which one of these is my one thing. And that's what goes in this box right here. What I say to myself is, of everything that's in this must-do section right here, which one of those things is the most important? And at the end of the day, if I get that thing done, I know that I can say to myself, I crushed it today. I crushed it today. And I will let everything else go. And that is the one thing that goes in this box right here. And everything else becomes a bonus. As long as I get that one thing done, I don't have to feel guilty. I never feel guilty that these things did not get done too. That these things did not get done too. These things will probably make their way into this box on another day. But that's for another day. All I need to worry about is today. And if I get this one thing done, which I make sure I get that one thing done, everything else I can worry about another day. And that's where I say the real value in daily planning comes about, because I don't feel guilty that everything on my list doesn't get done. I don't feel guilty some days that nothing else on my must-do list gets done. I don't, because I've accomplished this one thing here. And to me, I think that's what we all need. I think we all need permission to be realistic with ourselves and say, if I can get just this one thing done, I'm a success. And it's so different. Can I just say how different it is to go to bed at the end of the night feeling like a success rather than feeling like a failure. And that's, I think, what we feel like when we have these long to-do lists that no human on earth could actually get done, much less, in my case, somebody with 9 kids, right? I have learned that I have to be realistic, and planning my day in the way that I just laid out for you is how I am able to be okay with what I get done in the day and what I don't. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps you. If you are wanting to know, these sheets right here, right? These sheets that I love, you can get them for $3.50 right now. They're on clearance rather than $8.50. Let me show you. Look at these, right? I just bought, because they're on clearance for $3.50, I just bought 15 packs of them, okay? Because that's how valuable I think they are. They are so awesome. You can get them for $3.50 now. Go to theintentionalmom.com/planner sale and grab some. Even if you don't get the planner itself, which is awesome, these right here, permission, okay? So hopefully that helps. If you have questions, post them here in this thread. Just tag me and I will be happy to answer any questions about how I plan my day. Planning your day, you guys, I thought it was dumb for a long time. Just try it, okay? Just try it. All right, I'll see you later.